All right. Hey everyone, it's Wally Dellenbach with you, celebrating some of the music of UFO and Andy Parker's drumming. And I'm going to do a couple little, it's the outro to a song called This Kid's from Michael Schenker's Lead. And just kind of give you a comparison or contrast to the studio version and the Strangers in the Night version. Now, I think that when the studio version was made, Andy Parker was playing some wood shell Ludwigs, Champagne Sparkle, kind of set up like a John Bonham kit, and versus the Strangers in the Night album. Now, I saw UFO on their 1977 Lights Out tour, and Andy Parker had a set of white Vista lights. And then in 1978, in the Strangers in the Night tour, we still had the white Vista lights, but I'm not sure, but I could swear they were bigger drums. I think in the 1977 tour he used two 14s, two 24s, and a 16 and an 18, and then back in when 78 came around he went to bigger drums. I could be wrong, but if you look at the album, inside album of Strangers in the Night, the fold open, you'll notice that on his floor toms it looks like he's got, his second floor tom looks like it's a couple inches deeper. So I think he still kept the two 14s. Cozy Powell did the same thing, I believe. He played 26s and he had two 14s on the top. And I believe that Andy Parker had the same, because when you look at photos, I mean, they look symmetrical. They look like the same size. But I think he kept in 78 he had two 14s, two 26s, and then an 18 and a 20-inch floor tom. So that's just a little aside, but anyway, back to the song and the outros. So Michael Schenker plays his lead, and Andy Parker does this cool little drumming riff that kind of breaks into this back into the song, and it works well because, once again, I'm going to harken back when I do these drum videos on Andy Parker and UFO. I'm really passionate about UFO in the Chrysolite years. And man, that band, just we used to play it in bands and just listen to it all the time. And it was very well written music, and you know, the four of those guys and Paul Raymond, when Paul Raymond came on board, it was a phenomenal band, and no pun intended on the phenomenal. All right, so the studio version, I think it's just a little technique that's going on. And remember, in the studio version, I believe Andy Parker's just playing a single bass. And so basically what he's playing is... Okay, now, so break it down. It's real simple. So... It's just two notes on your bass drum. Now, in the Strangers in the Night version, it's a little bit different. I think what he's doing is adding kind of like this triplet feel, where he gets a dum, okay, off of his bass drum, because he's playing a double bass set back then. So, and he does now. So with that, here we go. And I'm going to kind of play it a little bit draggy and slow just to kind of accentuate the double bass. So here we go. Try it again. So, we'll break down the little nuance. Dig. Now, so how I do that, I've got a double bass pedal down here on a single bass drum, and it's kind of a triplet, okay? And there's everybody's got their own technique, okay? Now how I do it is, it's a double stroke on my right and a single on my left, so it's... and it's kind of, you know, I'm gonna compare Bonham, or put Bonham's name in here. You know, Bonham had this big thing where he'd get this double bass pattern going, and it sounded like it was just on a single bass, and it was okay, and it kind of made it sound like he was playing a double bass, and it was really cool and it was real innovative. But on this, you know, in that 70s era, mid 70s, moving out toward the 80s, you know, you started seeing these drummers playing double bass, and you did back in the old days too as well. So let's get our references correct here. But you really saw some fabulous double bass drummers, you know, and Tommy Aldrich, Cozy Powell, you know, the list goes on and on. So with that, once again, we'll close this out. Studio version. And then the live version. Okay. So with that, I'll sign off, and until next time, I'll see you. Have a good one. Bye.